afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at Milestone Capital Growth Portfolio. Hope everyone had a great day of trading and a great day yesterday also. No videos yesterday, no commitments during the holidays with the family. So let's get right to it here. Facebook. All right. We've been talking about this one for quite some time. We gave this to you way back in this area. And now it did come up and hit our target, which is fantastic. We did chart this out following the trend and say, okay, December 27th would be the potential, in that area, 25, 27, in that area anyway, to hit our target of 55, which would incorporate this triple top right here before it came down, consolidated, had that wick outside the Bollinger Band, triggered the buy, which was also the S1 if you follow pivots. And now it proceeded to rocket north. It's outside the Bollinger Bands pretty aggressively also. And if you notice, the volume's starting to tear off a little bit. I'd like you to be cautious at this point if you're trading this stock. The only reason I say that, because we have these tops, and the volume is coming off a little bit. And your relative strength index is at 85, and your Arun's way up here at 100. So for health reasons, we need to pull back a little bit. And what I see happening here is, we're in a trend. So the trend's not broken until Facebook drops out of this angle right here. So we're in an upward trend pretty aggressively. I think we're going to consolidate in this area, come back a little bit, test this line, come up, trade, and then finally break through on the third triple top on the daily. So, but it does need a break. It needs some time to recover. But it's been a fantastic move since the alert. Where we alerted down here at 43.80, I believe it was first alert, and now we're at 55. So it did break that 55 twice today on considerable volume. So it's made the move that we wanted it to. It hit the target we wanted it to. It was a great trade for us. And if you're still long this stock, you're totally safe until the downtrend line is broken. The uptrend line is broken. So right now, Facebook, the position it's in looks fantastic. It's had a great move. It's had some news also. Looks like the video marketing is going to be starting next week. I believe that's what the news was. So taking a look at the weekly is pretty much the same setup. It's really not hard to see what we got here. But after this low, it's trended very nicely, and you can extend this one out along that bottom if you'd like. And it just needs to break over this. But if you notice, the Bollinger Bands are heading up. Okay, Facebook is heading up. There's no stopping it. It's just going up. Your Arun here on the weekly is 65, so there's plenty of room. So on the daily, what you're looking at is that for consolidation, but on the weekly, you want to see consistent trend moving higher, and that's exactly what we have right here. And now something else we can start tracking is we can work off of this low and this area here on the weekly, and we can start doing a little further out projection from a weekly standpoint. So if you want to look at Facebook up here, where are we going to be in April? If you really wanted to plan it out that way, if we could get that break, April you could be 63 or more. But it's moving at a pretty good clip. And when Facebook moves, it moves at a really good clip. So this line could be easily converted into a much more aggressive upside move. But expect that pullback. It's healthy that it does pull back. We did hit our target. We're happy with the trade. And I will definitely stay on this one because I think Facebook has a long way to go before it's done. I think we're pretty much in the bottom down here at 43. They have a lot of big things coming, and it's something you want to stick with and monitor all the time. But the options that we alerted down low were they did fantastic. They were at 05 for the 49 strike when it was way down there, and they hit $6.30 today. So beast move from here up. Use the pivots, use the bottom of your trend lines, and use your wicks and your Bollinger Bands. Use all your tools, and you can do the same thing. It's that simple. Okay. Really, there's a pattern in place here, and once you catch them on the bottom, you do really well. All right, let's take a look at HLF. That was the video over the weekend, and we pretty much caught you down here at bottom. We set you up for success. You had a double bottom with the support right here, 50-day, and also with the Bollinger Band pretty close to it. I figured we were coming into a nice bottom here, and if we want to run the trend line now off of these lower areas, you could see. Let's extend this a little bit more. We really had some. This right here, really had some nice support coming in. So what I said is watch for the bounce off the 50-day moving average, and you ended up just double bottoming here. You can see a little bit of a wick that came very, very close, but there wasn't enough conviction to really push it down to test it or the lower trend line, which is fantastic. So it shows a lot of strength for this. Plus, it helps that it had news. So Monday morning, we were sitting right here, right around 69 and change, and it proceeded to just rocket. And then definite follow through today. Your candle, body of candle, is still higher than the previous day's close. We're on an aggressive upside north. If you are familiar with this video that I've done on HLF several times, we've been monitoring this for quite some time, and I'll show you why. Okay, so when you're planning this stuff out, make sure you do use your daily, your weekly, and your monthly. Okay, all gaps get filled. All right, and it's just that simple. Now, what I'm looking at here is a huge gap. Okay, and this has always been my target since the bottom. All right, and this gap to get filled. Okay, and after this top is broken, there is no resistance for this to really run. That's why it's having a little bit of trouble right now getting through. But I think we should break through it for confirmation. We did. Okay, so we did break through on the weekly, so there's no reason why this isn't going up another $25 to $100 just to fill this gap, unless news comes out. You have plenty of room with the relative strength index, and I think we caught bottom here on the bottom trend line, and I think we're going to go to 100 or maybe a little bit more on HLF. It's really, the chart's really set up for a big move, and once we get this golden cross to take place on the 50 and the 200 to the upside on HLF, then I think we're going to really see that 100 at a good clip. So definite target here would be gap close, technically speaking, a little over 100. Looks like 105 area, and we'll have to see what happens after that, because right now there's really nothing in the way for this just to completely blow up. Using your indicators really help you set yourself up for success, and looking at the daily, weekly, and monthly chart to plan your trades out, extend your time frames, and understand. So if you look at HLF right now and you run this all the way out here, when's it going to hit 100? Just run your trend line up, and you can get an estimate on the way it's moving right now. It looks like let's see, where are we? 9/26/2014. That is at a conservative time frame if it stays on this trend, and it's staying on this trend. Okay, so that's what you need to work with. You have to plan your trades a little bit so you can see where everything's going, when it's getting there, and use it that way. Members, we have a great video tonight on several that have just broken our areas and are ready to rock and roll. So the members video will be up shortly, and it'll also be in the newsletter. And also the options chat room will be opening in the next 2 weeks. For January 1st, we'll be all ready. The training videos have been updated, and the forum is updated with some fantastic stocks. The options portfolio right now with 4 or 5 potential exit positions have been called, and that's about 633% up right now in 2 weeks. So listen, we got a lot of great stuff going on over there. So non-members, $375 will get you a lifetime membership. After the January 1st, that changes to $375 a quarter, and also $1,500 a year if that's what you choose, which is a little bit more of a saving. So I'd like to see everybody start joining up, and I look forward to trading with you next year. Have a great night.